Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm Lison Leonetti, OneAtlas Data Marketing Manager, and I will be the moderator during this webinar. We also have Joanna Emery, the OneAtlas Analytics Marketing Manager, and Arnaud de Saint-Vincent, the OneAtlas Analytics Product Owner, for our speakers today. So now I'll go ahead and turn it over to Joanna.
Hi to all, and thanks for joining us. We'd like to begin this webinar by taking a look at what we have in store for today. So our objective is to give you an overview of our OneAtlas Analytics portfolio. I'm going to begin by getting you up to speed with our current capabilities and highlight some of the key industries our analytics address. Arnaud will then take you through our use cases, which are going to focus on business intelligence and urban planning, before we head to a dedicated time for questions and answers. So let's get started. What is OneAtlas Analytics? Satellite imagery is quickly becoming a key source of big data, leveraged by a range of industries. But today, it's not just simply a matter of getting access to satellite imagery, but better understanding the information that can be found inside the data and essentially how we can extract value. OneAtlas Analytics is here to move away from manual, time-consuming techniques of extracting value from imagery, providing the tools and technologies to automate and directly generate insight fast. OneAtlas Analytics can be a way of solving problems, create efficiencies, or make improvements in your daily activities and operations by providing valuable information in a cost-effective way and at scale. There are three high-level use cases that we address: monitoring, analysis, and mapping. For monitoring, you can observe and check on the progress or quality of something using our analytics to automatically detect and identify objects over your selected areas of interest for a given period of time. To analyze, or for analysis, you can take a deep dive into the spatial and spectral content of an image or a series of images using our analytics to automatically identify features and objects and detect changes in a scene or in a feature. As for mapping, you can automatically analyze, detect, and identify changes on infrastructure to tip and queue for map renewal and follow up with our land use products for high-definition mapping applications. These use cases can be used for any market application, and the possibilities really are endless. OneAtlas democratizes access to data and analytics, and with this in mind, we provide access to off-the-shelf analytics to suit a range of customers, no matter what the maturity is in data analytics. We provide three key benefits to customers. First, powerful capabilities. OneAtlas Analytics is a rich library of powerful algorithms to automatically extract insight from Airbus imagery. Our algorithms are developed by the Airbus team in collaboration with selected partners to bring you the best-in-class services using artificial intelligence. These analytics have been trained worldwide and qualified on a large diversity of regions and landscapes to ensure a high level of performance and accuracy. It provides easy access, so the customer can access all analytics directly via the OneAtlas portal or via APIs. What's more, the customer is completely autonomous to define, launch, and manage his analysis and monitoring projects via the portal. And all of that is available via a simple business model based on subscription packages. How is OneAtlas Analytics available to customers? So firstly, our analytics are available as an easy and flexible service offering in our OneAtlas portal. Here you can access our services in an easy and flexible way as subscription packages. Services can be purchased and delivered via our platform, making it a one-stop shop for all your analytics needs. Our team also offers a project-based analytics service where teams of experts are on hand to find a solution to best suit your needs. Airbus Intelligence has over 30 years of experience in creating Earth observation services in multiple industries worldwide, and our expertise and our partners can be leveraged to find a solution that best suits your needs. So the name of the webinar today is 23 Reasons to Get Started with OneAtlas Analytics. So why 23? Today, we're able to provide insights about 23 different features detected in Airbus imagery, as you can see on the screen before you. That's 23 different features that can be used for automated monitoring, analysis, and mapping purposes for customers worldwide. Now let's take a look at the analytics product offering. So we offer the following capabilities to our customers: object identification and counting, and land use and change detection. So for object identification and counting, you can run our algorithms to detect, count, and identify mobile objects. For land use, you can run algorithms to characterize, measure, and map natural and man-made features. And for change detection, you can run our algorithms to automatically determine change in infrastructure over a given period of time. So what are the key benefits for the object identification and counting offer? Our cars and trucks algorithms can be accessed via the OneAtlas portal and via API. You can get results in minutes when you run these analytics over your area of interest for a single date. Or alternatively, you can set up a monitoring project over time, multiple dates, and for multiple areas of interest. So both of these algorithms, so cars and trucks, use playhead imagery. Our ships algorithms, as the title indicates, is for counting ships at sea down to 20 meters in size. So you could obtain immediate insights and access this service via API. This algorithm cannot be used yet for monitoring purposes. It's available using both our playhead 50 centimeter imagery and spot 1.5 meter imagery, which is a more cost-effective solution for detecting ships in an open sea. So our aircraft algorithm allows you to detect, count, but also identify 5 classes of aircraft. You can get results in minutes when you run this analytics over your area of interest for a single date. These results can also be accessed via API. You can set up a monitoring project over time for multiple dates and for multiple areas. And this algorithm also uses playhead imagery. So now we're going to take a look at a demo of the aircraft algorithm over in airports, just to see how easy it is to order the service. So here, as you can see, we can easily select our area of interest. And what's great about this tool is that you can adjust the area of interest to exactly the right size that you need. So there's no waste, you get exactly the area that you want. Once you've selected your area of interest, head to the Analytics toolbox, select your choice of analytics, choose the imagery that you want, rename the projects just so that you can easily find it afterwards, and order. It's that simple. In terms of being able to find your projects, we have an order tracking area. So you can see the projects that are in progress, what's been delivered, if there's any errors. Quite simply, click to find your project. So next, we're going to take a look at the results, see exactly what the aircraft detection comes up with. So as you can see here over the airports, you have the results that are directly laid over. And there, highlighted in pink, you have the squares to see whereabouts the aircraft is. So you can pan across your screen, zoom in to check out exactly what's been selected. On the top right-hand corner, you have the number of objects that have been detected. And down on the bottom left-hand corner, the ability to show or unshow the objects over the imagery. So the results, as you can see, are laid over the imagery. Next, we're going to take a look at our land use and change detection products. So we have 3 products to offer: infrastructure change detection, fully automated land use, and high accuracy map extraction product. which includes land use, but also roads and buildings. This is the latest product to join our portfolio, and it's a really excellent product that is available for high definition mapping needs, and you'll see this a little bit later. First, let's take a look at the infrastructure change detection product. So this is a popular product that we have in our portfolio, which allows you to determine change between two dates. So change includes roads, buildings, and earthworks, and it does this by visually highlighting the areas that have changed. In terms of imagery, this service can be run to obtain immediate analysis on either spot or played imagery. So the service can be accessed by a OneAtlas Analytics portal, where you get an interactive view of the change detection layer over imagery, or you can download it with ease. So you can also access this product via API. There are two options in terms of the service provided. So you can opt for a fully automated service, or you can choose to add quality control with a human in the loop. So here we can see an example of the product and the difference that's been detected over two different dates. And so now we're going to take a look at the results and exactly what you get. So here we've run a project over Paris. Now, as you can see, the results have been laid over imagery for the two dates. And what's quite nifty about this is that we have different visualization techniques so that you can see the change between the two different dates. So here we have the swipe view. And so you can just swipe back and forth really to see what's been detected, what's been picked up. Is it new buildings, earthworks? And you can pan across your screen, scroll, just to see what's been picked up. So there's two other views that you can use. So the side-by-side view, which just lays the imagery obviously side by side, and the stacked view. At the top of the screen, you have the two dates with the imagery that's been analyzed. So next up, we're going to take a look at our land use product. So this is 100% fully automated analytic. It analyzes 5 different classes. So buildings, roads, forests, grasslands, water, and bare land. It's fully automated, as I said, and it can be obtained using a spot 1.5 meter imagery. So it's suitable for land or for urban management applications. So typically for obtaining surface measurements per class, or for identifying or for carrying out land use change monitoring. So here you can see an example of Airbus spot imagery over Jakarta in Indonesia, and also Munich in Germany. So here we have a demo of the product, which has been run over Munich. So as you can see, there's the 5 different classes. So buildings, forest, grass, other, roads, and water. And you can see the level of precision, sort of how it's been analyzed and the kind of results that you can get. So as we said, this is great for statistical applications, for land use. Okay. So now we're going to take a look at the high accuracy map extraction product, which uses Pleiad imagery to create land use, building footprints, and roads vector products. So what's really great about this is the level of detail and the precision that you can get. So it's made up of 10 different natural and man-made classes, which you can see listed here on the left. The product provides best-in-class accuracy, so it enables you to map anywhere on the globe with the accuracy of an experienced image analyst. And it does this using advanced machine learning technology. So you can run this product on Airbus imagery using either our imagery archive or our tasking services. And the key takeaway with this product is that you get a cartographic quality mapping product in a fraction of the time and at scale. So here we can see a sample over Rayong in Thailand with the range of classes. So you can really just see how precise these contours are for each of the different classes. So what's important to note as well about this product is that you have access to the 10 classes, but you can also purchase any subsets of the classes that you have laid out. So for example, here we can see the building and the roads classes. So for roads, this includes either road center lines or edges, for roads that are over 5 meters wide. And for buildings, you can detect buildings that are over 10 square meters. You can also choose to purchase buildings and roads together. So how can I purchase this product? Well, it's going to be made available to order via the portal, so via OneAtlas by the end of July. And this will be available as a request for quotation. So the results are delivered into our analytics toolbox. Imagery is included in the price for streaming so that you can visualize the vector overlaid onto our imagery. And imagery downloads can be purchased at an additional cost. So this product is delivered as a vector format and can be easily ingested into your GIS tool. So you can contact us now for specific requests that you may have.
So now it's time for our first poll question. So we are interested in knowing in what analytics are the most relevant for your activities. So please choose all choices that apply. So we have cars and trucks, aircrafts, ships, infrastructure change detection, and land use. So we'll give you a few seconds to answer to the poll. In the meantime, remember that you can ask any question in the question panel. We will take some time at the end of the webinar to answer those. So answers coming in, we are letting you a few more seconds to answer. Okay, so now we are going to close the poll and display the results. Okay, so we can see that 30% of you chose cars and trucks, 26% chose aircraft, 13% chose ships, 74% infrastructure change detection, and 74% land use.
Okay, really interesting. Thanks, Lison. We've got a couple of use cases that could be interesting for the infrastructure change and land use products. So yeah, that bodes well for later. So now we're going to take a look at delivery times, just to give you a heads up really on how you can access these products and how long it can take to access them. So first for our object identification and counting analytics, so cars, trucks and aircraft to begin with, anything between 20 minutes and 4 hours are sort of the approximate times. Obviously this depends largely on the size of the area of interest that you're going to be ordering. So we're talking about 50 square kilometers in an hour and a half. With regards to object identification and counting of ships, so a bit quicker, between 10 minutes and 3 hours, depending on the size of the area of interest again. So about half an hour for 50 square kilometers and an hour and a half for 500. Infrastructure change detection. So here, again, we're talking between 20 minutes and 4 hours when it's not with the quality, well, not with our quality control service. So for Playad, 100 square kilometers, it could be around 1 hour. And for Spots, 1,000 square kilometers, between 1 and 3 hours. So it can take roughly about 5 days with quality control. Again, obviously we have to emphasize, depending on the area of interest. For the fully automated land use, anything between an hour and 24 hours. And for the high accuracy map extraction, so this is a semi-automated product, and so it can take anything between, well, on average between 15 and 30 days. But it could be more, it could be less. Really, we manage these products, this product in project mode, and it's on a case-by-case basis. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at these subscription plans. So OneAtlas provides a simple subscription-based package for all customers. So we can purchase this via our online portal. We have 4 subscription packages, and customers can choose the package that best suits their needs based on square kilometer usage, but also on the features that are going to meet their need, going to meet customers' needs. So whether it's immediate analysis with the analytics toolbox, or monitoring over time with Earth Monitor. So our packs range from 1,200 euros up to 24,000 euros. So the Discover and Starter packs provide access to our analytics toolbox interface. So this is where you can generate immediate insights on selected images. And then our standard and advanced packs provide access to both Analytics Toolbox and Earth Monitor, so you can do both analysis and monitoring over time. So we've broken down the usage volume for each pack, so it gives an equivalent of consumption metrics. If these subscription packs don't suit your needs, however, custom packages can be put together to cater for your specific requirements. So reach out to our team, reach out to the OneAtlas team to discuss your needs, and we can look at what pack we can put together for you. So now we're going to take a look at what OneAtlas Analytics can provide for different industries. So Airbus has over 30 years experience working with Earth observation imagery and services. And today, OneAtlas is at the forefront of its strategy to provide an easy digital access to Earth observation-derived insights. So our portfolio of analytics today can answer to various needs within the sectors that are laid out here. So typically for land administration and mapping, we can combine data and analytics to get a detailed understanding of the current environments. So we can propose services to answer needs for model population change, collecting and leveraging data for census surveys, updating land registries and improving taxation procedures, improving postal services and delivery logistics. We can also look at assessing change detection. So you can update cadastral maps in a more easy and effective way. There's also ways for us to provide valuable mapping information for disaster response. And it could be for planning for green infrastructure and conservation initiatives. Also as well, just looking at the insurance and banking sector. So for insurance and banking, stakeholders want to find ways to reduce risk of claims and increase the number of customers in their portfolio. So insurance companies conduct risk assessment each day in order to determine total insured value and portfolio risk. So our portfolio of analytics can provide an accurate representation of reality for risk assessment. For example, we can use powerful object identification and counting algorithms to establish the number of insured assets in a stored area. So basically, insurers can accurately calculate the total insured value within that storage area. Another way would be to use high accuracy map extraction products to provide a wealth of accurate detail to calculate value and mitigate risk. So each of the industries that we have here have specific use cases that can be addressed with our analytics. But what we'd next like to find out is which industries you'd like to address.
Okay, so now time for our poll number 2. So yes, we are interested in knowing more about which segments would you like to address with those capabilities. So you can select all options that applies to you. So defense and security, urban planning, business intelligence and financial, LBS, and lastly, census. So as a reminder, if you have any question on the presentation or anything, you can answer the question in the question panel, and then we will be more than happy to answer it at the end of the webinar. So we see answers coming in. We will give you a few more seconds. Okay, so now we are going to close the poll and display the results. So we see a need preference for defense and security with 78%, urban planning with 44%, same as business intelligence and financial. Then we have LBS at 33%, and lastly, census with 22%.
Okay, thanks, Lison. Yeah, different results from what we got from the webinar this morning, but no real change in the fact that defence and security is one of our historic sectors. Urban planning and business intelligence, we have use cases for these, and yeah, Anna's going to tell you a little bit more about those now.
Thank you, Joanna, and hello, everybody. So, as just stated by Joanna, there is a large diversity of application domains for our analytics. We will present 4 use cases which we think are representative of this diversity. And the first use case is in relation, or is making use of counting, multi-temporal counting of mobile objects, namely cars. I should precise that this kind of application is very much used in the domain of defense and security, but that is out of the scope of today's presentation. Another application type that I will show is related to business intelligence. So we were requested by a European institution recently in relation with the COVID-19 crisis to monitor the activity of multiple European industrial sites, and more specifically in this case, we had to monitor the activity of 50 car production sites in Europe. The principle of the method is to count cars on employees' parkings as an indicator of the factory activity level. And of course, we had to look not only at the future, but also at the past, and so the archive giving us the normal levels of presence during a normal situation. So you saw on the previous slide what we can extract and the kind of information that we can extract using our Earth Monitor interface, which allows to make multi-temporal counting over multiple AOIs. So here we extracted one of these plots showing the number of cars as a function of time, starting from April 2018 and going on during the COVID-19 crisis period. So we can see a plot which at first glance seems to have little meaning, so we have to exploit it and to process it a little bit further. A simple thing to do is to identify which dates correspond to working days, Mondays to Fridays, and we plotted them in green, and which dates correspond to weekends, Saturdays, Sundays, and we plotted them in red. And doing so, we clearly identify two kinds of situations. During working days, we have an average car count on the factory around 1,200 cars, and during weekends, we have an average car count of about 400 cars. By the way, we also discovered that during August 1 to 15, very likely the factory is closed because the number of cars is close to the weekend situation. So this gives us a first reference measurement for a normal situation. And now when we look at the next situation during the COVID period, what we can see is that we have a number of measurements that are in green, meaning they were taken on working days, but in fact they are at the level of the weekend standard period, showing that very likely there is little or no factory activity, or at least very little number of employees on the site. So the conclusions that we can draw from this is that this factory stopped or drastically slowed down its production during the COVID-19 crisis. Second, the production stop is somewhere during March between the two measurements that are the limits of this possible time. And a last conclusion is that the production is still stopped on the 24th of June, which is our last measurement, and where we can see a very low number of cars. So this is an analysis on one factory. And so, as I said in the beginning, we made this kind of analysis on 50 factories, showing and highlighting very different situations according to the countries. Spain, France, and Italy with a very severe lockdown period where we observed this kind of situation, and on the contrary, other northern countries, Northern Europe countries like Germany or Sweden, where the production levels remained much more stable. So this is a typical illustration of what can be done using multi-temporal measurements of mobile assets. We will now switch to another very different use case. Our change detection service is very popular and is used in various kinds of applications. This one is about urban planning and more specifically detection of new constructions. The customer is an Italian national institution, and the purpose of the project was to detect new constructions in multiple Italian municipalities and provinces. The ultimate customer purpose was a tax collection preoccupation, in fact, to identify new housings. So if we look at the next slide, we will see, in a more focused view or higher level of zoom, the kind of detections that can be obtained by the change detection algorithm and that were delivered to the customer. Still using change detection, another category of application that we had several times is related to cartography production and more specifically tip and queue. So the principle here is that the change detection algorithm provides an information that allows to locate the areas of change between two dates, and for a cartographic production company, it's a way to drive the map updating process, both at the level of driving the new data procurement policy, and second, of course, driving the map production process. Where are the areas where the map should be updated? So in this case, this is a project that was delivered for an Australian company, cartographic company, which delivers very high quality mapping product over multiple urban areas in Australia. And we had to provide them an identification of the areas of change between the date at which they produced their last version of the mapping product and the present date. If we go to the next slide, we will see again examples of this map, this change map showing the areas where the the landscape has changed, new constructions, new buildings, new roads. Again, a detailed view. And so my fourth and last use case will be about high precision mapping. Here we are talking about a project that was delivered to a national institution in Thailand. I will explain a little bit more the use context for this product, but first we will discover it. So here we are reviewing the mapping product. So as explained before by Joanna, there are 10 classes of land use, including buildings, roads, and other natural and man-made features. And what we can see here by exploring the product is really the very, very high quality of digitization and the very high accuracy of the product. So we'll continue to explore this product a little bit. We switch between the image view and the map view in order to be able to compare and to verify the accuracy of the contours. We are now moving in a more dense area where we can see each building clearly separated and with very accurate footprints delineation. And now we will see, I mean, as Joanna said before, we can deliver only one single layer of this product. It's on request from the customer. So here, for instance, we are only displaying the buildings. So this can be delivered as a single layer. We can also, we are now looking at the roads layer. So we have finished the exploration of the product. A word about the use case. So this is an application related to urban planning. The product was used as a reference layer for multiple purposes, but two main categories. The first one was the derivation of urban indicators such as population distribution, population relationship to the transport networks, the expansion of the city, also urban footprint expansion, also indicators more in relation to environmental issues such as the identification of the heat islands. So many indicators were derived from this reference layer. And the second usage was to support the process of urban planning, for instance, to determine areas that were suited for new construction, or on the contrary, areas for which new construction had to be forbidden. I'm done with the use case now, and so I will hand over again to Joanna.
Okay, so time for our poll question number 3. So we are interested in knowing in what criteria are the most important for you. So please choose one among accuracy, time delivery, price competitiveness, and fresh images. As a reminder, you can ask any question in the question panel, so please feel free to come in and ask your questions. So we see your answer coming in. We give you still a few seconds to answer. More are coming in. Okay, so we are going to close the poll in about a few seconds. So please enter the poll now. Okay, so we are going to close the poll and display the results. Okay, so we see 42% chose accuracy, 5% time delivery, 16% chose price competitiveness, and lastly, fresh imagery accounts for 37%.
Thanks for that, Lisan. It really gives us a heads up on what matters most for customers. So now for this last part, what we're going to look at are the 3 ways to access our analytics. So you can either access the analytics via the OneAtlas Analytics portal. There's access also via GIS tools, and we have APIs which enable you to access our OneAtlas products. With regards to the portal itself, we have 2 complementary services, so the Analytics Toolbox and Earth Monitor. So Analytics Toolbox allows you to run analysis on your choice of imagery and get immediate insight. Earth Monitor, which we have in partnership with Orbital Insights, is set up to automate monitoring over time. So you can monitor on multiple AUIs and in multiple areas. And you can do this with either archive or with future imagery. So our team also offers a project-based analytics service. So this is where, as we said earlier, we have a team of experts on hand to find the solution that best suits your needs. With regards to the API, so we have a dedicated API available for you to integrate our analytics directly into your applications. You can find out all the information you need about these APIs via our developer portal. So you can see the address that's there at the bottom, and you'll get access to this address with the follow-up pack. So now you found out the 23 reasons for you to get started with OneAtlas Analytics. What's next? Well, you could discover what our analytics can do directly via the portal. You can also sign up to get a free trial to access samples of our products, so some of the products that you've seen today. And you can also go ahead and purchase our products directly via the portal. Alternatively, reach out to us with your specific needs for any turnkey solutions. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Lisan and Arno for the Q&A session.